Welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Judy Taylor, President of the Habersham County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us. My guests today include Betty Gober with Cornelia's Wisteria Civic Club, the Member of the Month, and local author Brian Boyd. And my first guest is Betty Gober. Welcome, Betty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on this, on Chamber Chat today. And I just really appreciate your coming. And I want to find out a lot about this Wisteria Club. Tell me a little bit about the Wisteria Club. Why was it organized?
It was organized to become a part of the city of Cornelia from the standpoint of decorating and planting flowers and just being a part of the beautification of the city of Cornelia. And it was first called the Wisteria Garden Club.
That's what I thought. I thought it kind of started out as a garden club.
Yes.
And then it just grew from there. Well, when was it started and by whom?
It was organized in 1965 by Miss Beatrice Dunn.
Okay.
And she and 9 other women as charter members organized the club as a garden club.
Mm-hmm. And then later it grew and did different things and turned into something else.
Right.
When was the name changed to the Wisteria Civic Club to reflect what you were doing at that time?
In November of 1980.
Okay.
The name was changed because we became more involved with civic and social and service things in the community.
Well, tell us a little bit about some of your projects, Betty. What are some of the things the club has done?
We have done so many things. I'll start with our basic interest is trying to reach young people. And one of the major things that we do is have a summer job program.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a book scholarship for those kids that choose to go off to college.
Mm-hmm.
We started out with like $100 gift for them, and then it has grown to $500 because nowadays books are expensive. So
yes, they are.
That's why we call it a book scholarship. Maybe a couple of books at $100, and now that we can give $500, they can purchase more books.
That is a big help to any college student. Well, now, Betty, I believe you are celebrating 50 years in 2015.
Yes, yes.
And you have some special projects and some things going on for your 50th anniversary. So tell us a little bit about this 50th anniversary.
Well, we want it to be a grand celebration. We're renting the community house, and we are planning entertainment, banquet, just a festive time for the celebration.
Have you set the date for it?
It's going to be in May of 2050 because we consider May our Founders Day, and we always celebrate, and this is a grand celebration that we are planning. And we're doing a memory book.
I thought you were doing a memory book.
Yes. And this will help us to look back over the years and then involve the community and to reach out to those people that we have been supporting over the years.
So you probably will have, on that special day, you'll have some of the people who've gotten scholarships or book scholarships or book donations through the years, they'll come back. Is that right?
Yes.
And maybe even some members who maybe were original members, charter members, or whatever, and they may have dropped out. I'm
correct.
sure they're not all still around.
No, that's correct. I'd like to say that we support a Black History exhibit during the month of February. We give to the United Way, the Habersham Mentoring Program, and the Christian Learning Center.
Excellent.
Those are our basic service project people that we support on a regular basis.
Well, you chose some good projects.
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about the, you're looking for people to buy ads for your memory book.
Yes.
To help you publish that book.
That's
So
correct.
talk a little bit about the, what maybe if you want to talk about the prices of the ads or the size of the ad and the price and what you're looking for in the deadline for getting an ad in your memory book.
Right. Well, we have a full page at $100.
Okay.
And a half page at $50.
Okay.
And then the next page is a quarter page at $25. And the smaller page is eighth, and that is at $12.50. And we will take donations of any size, and we will publish your name or your picture, whatever you desire. You can design your own page to go in the book. And
Well, those prices are extremely reasonable.
Well, thank
so you should not have any problem getting your sponsors. Quickly tell our audience a little bit about the goals of your club. Do you change your goals every year, or are the goals pretty well just they stay the same most years?
Most of our goals basically stay the same. We continue to do the summer job, and I'll tell you a little bit about the summer job is that we have gone in the community and asked businesses to place the youth in like an apprentice where they on the job training.
Right.
We go through the labor department. The labor department, these are kids that are under the age to go out and get a job. They're 14 years old.
Right.
So we go through the labor department, and the labor department gives basic information to the kids as to how to present themselves and how to dress and how to do an interview and all those things. We just see this as a preparation that the kids are ready to perform on a real job.
Well, our time is almost up, Betty, but tell the audience, anybody who's interested in buying an ad or anybody who might be interested in becoming a member of the club, how could they get in touch with you? But I'm going to tell you one way they could. You are a member of the Chamber of Commerce, so they can always contact the Chamber of Commerce for more information.
That's correct, and we're in the process of getting a website, but our president is Sophia Primer, and she's listed in the local phone directory. So at this time, we don't have a specific number, but as you said, and I'd like to thank you so much for the opportunity to be a member of the local Chamber of Commerce.
We appreciate your joining, Betty, and thank you for being on Chamber Chat today. And I just wish you well with your 50th anniversary, and I would like for our audience to please stay with us. We're going to take a short commercial break and be right back.
It's story time at the Cornelia Library. Hi, this is Alyssa inviting you to join us on Thursdays and Fridays at the Cornelia Library for story time beginning at 10 a.m. both days. There's music, songs, crafts, and lots of fun for everyone. The program is designed for ages 0 to 6, but all ages are welcome. Play, learn, and grow together at your Cornelia Library.
Thank you for staying with us. My next guest is Todd Wiley with Woodman of the World, and they are the Chamber's Member of the Month. Welcome, Todd.
Thank you, Miss Judy. Appreciate you letting us come.
We appreciate your being on Chamber Chat, and congratulations on being the Member of the Month.
Thank you.
You are a very deserving Member of the Month, and I'm sure when our audience gets through hearing some of the things they're going to hear today, they're going to agree with us with it very much. But actually, you're representing a lot of people here today from the Cornelia Regional Office. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. My office of White, Habersham Banks in Jackson County.
That's right. And so you're representing a lot of agents and,
Yes, ma'am.
and the office per se. Well, describe what Woodman is all about. We've all heard of Woodman of the World, and just tell our audience what it's about.
Woodman is a member-owned fraternal insurance company, being that the people who have our programs and products benefit directly through that. They're owners of the company. We were founded in 1890, so this coming June we'll have 125 years of being in business. The mission statement for Woodman was to protect American families during an earlier loss of a family member, you know, and also to be able to give back into the local community as a way for each person to participate in several activities back through the community.
And you all do that so well, too. And I do know that you are a fraternal organization.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by being fraternal? What does that mean? That Woodman of the World is a fraternal organization?
Being a fraternal insurance company, we're a nonprofit organization. So being a fraternal, we give people opportunities, again, to work through our local chapters, to give them opportunities to work in a way back into the community, to give back. We very patriotic organization. Since our inception, we've given over 2 million American flags out to any civic, church, or school that wants it at no cost to them.
That is just amazing, Todd, and I just want to tell our audience that every year you designate some nonprofit business or organization or church to receive, I believe every year you give somebody a new flagpole and a new flag.
Yes, ma'am. On 9/11 each year, in honor and remembrance of the tragedy of 9/11, we give a local entity, maybe a fire department, police department. This year was at a Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely, that was what I was getting at.
Yes,
Was it?
ma'am.
We had a very nice program at the
Yes,
Chamber
ma'am,
of
it
Commerce on 9/11 this year, and we do appreciate that. And that flagpole and that flag, they look very pretty out there in our front yard. But tell us about your financial strength, because you're an old organization, and I would think that you've survived.
Yes,
what,
ma'am.
150 years or something?
125 years.
125.
Yes, ma'am. We're one of the strongest insurance organizations in the U.S. For every $100 of liabilities we have $112 of assets. So you get to use that money, goes back to the membership directly to help, of course, to ongoing operating expense of the organization. At the end of 2008, Woodman had $7.5 billion of assets. And as you know, from 2008 to 2013 was a very violent, turbulent time in our economy. Well, our company actually grew to $10 billion of assets during that time. So we were able to grow 25%, one of the most turbulent times that we've had. That's because of our prudent investing and our stable ongoing way of keeping our assets.
That is just awesome that you were able to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
During the time when most people were having a very difficult time.
Yes, ma'am.
So congratulations on that. But Todd, what would you say makes Woodman of the World different from other insurance companies?
Well, number one is being member owned. And we're very strong in rural communities. And I think that's the heart of America. People in our communities want to give back and be involved. And through Woodman itself, we have several programs set up for our customers to do that. They can be involved. We also have youth activities for our kids. We have a youth camp that our kids, that our members are able to attend. We have a program that Woodman founded called redbasket.org, and that is a online charity, online giving place, and people who have health problems, financial problems for a charity or trying to raise funds, they can get exposure that other places can't. But the biggest thing that I see as far as being a Woodman member is knowing that the relationship that we have locally and the interactive being part of Woodman.
That's what I hear. In the community, and you know I hear a lot in the community.
Yes, ma'am.
I hear about the projects that you all do. And of course the flags and how patriotic you are, but I also know that you do some school activities with I don't know if it's middle school students or what, and I don't know what I'm talking about right here, but I do know that they write an essay or they do something on patriotism.
Yes, ma'am. We have a history award.
That's
that
it.
we give away to 5th graders and 11th graders. They have a small scholarship that we're able to give to each year. The course of American flag presentations to the school is a big part of what we do. Probably the biggest thing in our area is that we really work with the schools, our local churches, our civic organizations in fundraising. We have these large rotisserie type cookers that we
that's
come
right.
in,
Yes.
and we help them in fundraising by doing a lot of their cooking and helping them organize their cooking sales. And we do a lot with sports teams, bands, whatever, as a group through the schools, and we're really proud of that.
I got to get you doing that for the chamber,
We
too.
would love to.
Oh, well, quickly, our time's about up, Todd, but tell our audience, anybody who might be looking for a career with Woodman of the World, what would you tell somebody quickly?
It's a fantastic opportunity. I've been with Woodman almost 25 years. The opportunity is to be a kind of an entrepreneurial person, to work your own business, work your own hours, but yet have the backing of a company through a benefits package, that kind of thing. Also, the flexibility of your time and the income potential that most people don't have in a regular 9-to-5 type work.
And also, your company has so much respect.
Well,
I've
we
just got to
appreciate
add that. It has so much respect. Todd, thank you for being on Chamber Chat. And again, congratulations on being Member of the Month. And I just want to thank you and all of Woodman for all of the work that you do in the community.
Well, thank you, Dr. Taylor.
And please stay with us. We're going to take another short commercial break, and we will be right back.
At Windstream, we're offering our customers a new feature, Watch TV Everywhere. Now you can watch available episodes of favorite shows, movies, and live news and sports on tablets, smartphones, and laptops. There's no extra charge from Windstream. You only need to be a cable customer already receiving a Wind package. It's simple to get started. Just visit WatchTVEverywhere.com. So enjoy, and thanks for being our customer.
Thank you for staying with us. My last guest today is local author Brian Boyd. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, Judy. Glad to be here.
Well, I appreciate your being here. And before we go any further talking about your books, I want to also tell our audience that you are with Tallulah Falls School.
That's right. I've been with the school for 12 years. I'm the director of communications, so I do all of our publications, our feature articles, website content, a little bit of everything at the school.
Well, I know you up there, so I know a lot of what you do. And also, Brian, I got to say that being at Tallulah Falls School is one of the prettiest settings you could have for writing books.
Oh, absolutely.
And I believe that Tallulah Falls School is the subject of one of your books.
Well, it's certainly included in it. One of the historical books I've done is called Secrets of Tallulah, and there is a small chapter on the school, but that book has been out about 10 years now, and I update that every few years and add a little bit more to it.
Brian, how long have you lived in Northeast Georgia? Are you a native of Northeast Georgia?
No, I was actually born in Stone Mountain, but was smart enough to move to the mountains of Northeast Georgia in 1991. So this
Took you that long to get up here.
It did, but and part of that was because of the books that I was doing, but we had 3 young children at the time and lived in Rabun County for 16 years. And now, luckily, we've lived in Habersham County for 7 years. So,
well, we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
And Brian, you work at Tallulah Falls School, you write books, but you also have a publishing company.
Right.
Tell us a little bit, tell us about that. What's the name of your company?
Judy, it's called Fern Creek Press, and I've written 12 books that were just ones that originated with me, and I've also published about 10 other books for other people that normally it can be anything from cookbooks to poetry to just if someone has a project that they want published, sometimes I'll consult with them, sometimes I'll actually publish it for them. But it's been a lot of fun. But the 12 books that I've done started in '91, did a book called The Chattooga Wild and Scenic River, and it was commercially successful, and I just sort of went from there, and within the first 5 years had about 125 accounts that I was selling to. And that's state parks, gift shops, some restaurants, just really a little bit of everything up here. So right now I have about 100 accounts across Northeast Georgia, Western South Carolina and Western North Carolina.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's fun.
That's a good supplement to your income.
And that's my retirement. So.
That's your retirement, or that's what will send your kids to college?
Well, the kids are out of college.
Oh, they are?
Daughters
Okay.
are married, kids are out of college, so I'm in good shape now.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Well, tell our audience, where can they find your books locally? Maybe some of the adjoining counties, because we are being seen in adjoining counties.
Well, the first place I would say here in Cornelia is Books with Appeal here in downtown
I'm glad
Cornelia.
to know that.
They normally carry those, and otherwise the books have probably more tourist appeal, unless you are local and just want to find out more about what surrounds you. But
Well, I'm going to tell you now, Brian. I looked at some of your books before you came on today, and I thought I meant to bring some, but I don't have them right here in front of me. But now my husband is a hiker, and I plan to get him some of your books because there's lots of hiking information.
Absolutely. Waterfalls of the Southern Appalachians probably sell more of that one than any other book. Has 175 waterfalls in the 3 or 4 state area. Quite a few, if not the majority, here in Northeast Georgia. North Georgia Mountains Pocket Companion features a lot of trails, but it also has historic areas. It has a lot of state park information, but it also has information on wilderness area trails, overlooks, picnic spots, camping areas, things of that nature. The subtitle on that book is 99 Great Things to See and Do in Northeast Georgia. So if you're running out of ideas, pick that book up and it'll give you a few ideas for things maybe you haven't considered.
Absolutely, I love it. And John Collick, not before his death, he, I think it was just basically his voice, Habersham EMC, put out 75 sites in Northeast Georgia.
Absolutely.
And I know you're familiar with that.
Yes.
And I'll bet that some of your books correlate with some of those sites.
I would say 90% of those locations overlap. And I've had the North Georgia Pocket Companion out for about 7 years now, and that book continually updates as well, so it'll keep growing. As long as it sells, it'll keep growing.
I understand that. Oh, but you've written outdoor guides, and you have written historical guides, or history or historical guides. Which do you prefer? Which you get into?
That's a tough question because they both have things that are of strong interest to me. But the hiking guidebooks, I have a natural interest in the area. I love waterfalls. I love to be out on the trails. So that part just sort of fulfills a niche for me. The historical guidebooks, they're a lot of fun as well. I like to do the research and go to the library, say at the University of Georgia, and look at old newspapers. And for instance, Tallulah Falls Railroad book, I've done 4 editions of that book. Plan to release a new edition in the spring this year.
Good.
The first edition in the late 90s had about 100 photographs in it. Once it got out into the public, within 2 years, I had over 450 photos. So people saw the book and said, my uncle, grandfather worked on the railroad, would you print these photos? So it grew, and the more I found out about it, the more interested I was. So looking forward to getting that one back out. But they're both a lot of fun. They're just very different. A lot of people don't realize just the colorful history that we have around here.
Oh.
So I've tried to explore that just a bit.
And we live in the most beautiful part of the state.
Absolutely, and I'm trying to spread the word on that.
Good for you. Quickly, what is your favorite destination in Northeast Georgia? Or let's say Habersham County or Northeast Georgia.
Gosh,
You've written them.
I absolutely wouldn't tell you my favorite because I don't want anybody else to go there. But no, I think 2 of them that are here basically in Habersham. One is the Panther Creek Falls and Trail. It's 7 miles round trip, so a lot of people are not interested in doing it. But it's a beautiful hike, one of the prettiest waterfalls in North Georgia. It does get some heavy visitation, but there are times that you can go when you'll have it all to yourself. And that's one of my favorite destinations. And the other is the floor of the gorge.
It's got to be.
I love to go to Sliding Rock and take people there every year. And again, 100 people a day is the maximum. So it's you've got to want to go there and give it a little effort, but Stunning place to visit, and so many people I run into here in Habersham and in Rabun have never been.
Right.
And everybody needs to go.
Brian, I can't believe it, but our time is up. But thank you so much for being on Chamber Chat.
Thank you, Judy.
And I
appreciate it.
always end with a quote, and my quote today is inspired by you. And the quote is by Albert Einstein, though. And it says, "Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better." Thank you for being with us, and I'll see you next time.